What's going on, YouTube? My name is GT, and if you're new to this channel, we provide meaningful information around fitness and finances through interesting conversations like the one we're gonna have today. Now, before we get started, I'm going to answer the one question all of us watching this video has been wondering. Where in the world was GT? Now, if you saw the last video we put here, we talked about, I'm gonna leave it right here in this box, we talked about the last warning before the recession was going to begin, and this was about 2 weeks ago. We were letting everyone know that we were heading to some tumultuous times in the market due to the tariffs done by Donald Trump, which went into place, sunk the market, and we gave warning that the recession would not happen yet, and we would see a recovery happen. And then from there, we would have to assess how high the recovery goes before the ultimate downfall. And so here we are. And in the last couple of weeks, we have seen a lot of these things played out, including what was a very vicious run up in the market. And now people were in euphoria saying, we're back in the game. Hope is back. And here we are. And yet again, the stock market is pulling down. So I'm here today to give you guys a clear picture what you need to be prepared for. And if you stick around long enough in this video, I'm going to leave you with 2 hot stocks you need to consider putting on your radar now, although it's not financial advice, if you want to make a big bag before the downfall. Now, with the Trump tariffs, a lot of things have happened. Market sunk. We saw it recover very quickly because he put a 90-day pause on the tariffs with the exception of China. And it seems as if Donald Trump is having a back and forth tit for tat battle with the president of China, which is President Xi, and it's ultimately to understand how can they get both sides to come up with a deal to bring down the amount of trade deficits the U.S. has with China and make trade fair so that we can get the economy moving and grooving long term. All that is cool. But for all of us here on this page watching this video, all we really want to know is how is this affecting my money and how can I make some money off of this? So I'm going to make this very clear for you guys how this is going to go down. The market now has shown a first recovery from what we saw was a historic downfall we have not seen in at least over 20 to 25 years and even beyond. The market sunk. It was as high as 611 back in February, and at some time last week it got to as low as 480 on the SPY. That is a significant drop. It then did a little bounce up and then it retested again the 480 level, which is where it found support. And then the market started running and then into the SPY got up to as high as about 540. So now we're trying to figure out, where is this thing going next? Is it over? Is the bounce over? Is the rally over? The first thing to note is that the rally is not over. I'm going to repeat myself. The rally is not over. There is more room to run. And if you saw the previous video, again, I'm going to leave it on this box here. We gave you guys what we believe will be the ultimate target top in the SPY on our prediction and our estimation before we see the precipitous drop next. Okay. And that number is not where we are right now in the SPY, so there is more room to run. So then you say, okay, so if there's more room to run, what's going to be the catalyst to get us to where we need to go next? The next catalyst is going to be one of potentially 3 different things. One could be that the Federal Reserve drops an emergency rate cut. If the Federal Reserve decides that things are enough volatile, we're seeing enough inflation coming down, we see that the economy is slowing down very quickly due to the tariffs, you may see that the Fed decides to do an emergency rate cut. The probability of that, though, I would say is between 0 and about maybe 10% max. I don't think it's really going to happen. Scenario number 2, Donald Trump decides that he's just going to simply drop all deals and backtrack on everything he did about the tariffs, and it was just a big old hoax. That in this case, he would eliminate China, he would eliminate the 10% tariffs with all the countries, and then all of a sudden we'll be back to normal, and that market would skyrocket through the roof, through all-time highs. Probability of that happening, again, 0 to, I would say, even 5%. Donald Trump has campaigned the whole time on these things. And one thing about Donald Trump, whether you love him or hate him, he always is delivering on what he says he's going to do on the other end. We may not like it, but we know what we're getting ourselves into with that guy. And so for that, I don't believe he will eliminate it. The third avenue is that the U.S. strikes some sort of tentative deal with China. What that looks like, we don't know what it would look like, but I don't believe it would be a deal that would be finalized. It would be a deal that would put everything on pause for the time being until they figure out what their long-term deal is going to be. And I think we are not far from that happening. And when that happens, this market, as we saw happen on yesterday, April 9th, ripped through the roof into the atmosphere. We are going to see another similar move, if not more aggressively, the next time, where this thing goes through the roof and all your favorite stocks are starting to run, and some will do better than others. Okay? When that happens, you will know this is the moment that we're talking about. And at that point in time, we need to start assessing, wait a minute, what did GT say in regards to when was the top going to be? And if you're seeing us somewhere near that area, all we're going to say is, although it's not financial advice, proceed with caution. But I think how it will look like with this deal, although I'm not on the table, I don't know any of these details, I don't have the crystal ball, I believe these tariffs are going to, this deal is going to come with some exceptions on tariffs for certain either companies or sectors, is how I think this is going to go down, where there won't be tariffs to either country based off of these particular companies or sectors. Two companies that I would put on your radar to keep your eye on as this thing gets ironed out between the US and China are two in particular, not financial advice. Number one is Tesla. I believe when the US and China deal gets ironed out, somehow, some way, Tesla is going to massively benefit from this. The second company you need to keep on your radar that you will see will take a significant benefit, and there will be other ones, but this particular company will benefit, is Nvidia. Nvidia with AI is going to have another run up when this gets settled. Keep those two stocks on your radar. I do believe there is significantly more room to run for both of those stocks for you to make somewhere north of 10 to 20 to maybe even 30% on buying the shares and trading them on the other side. And if you need help with the chart analysis, what are the price points? The link below is going to have access to our financial community. Feel free to connect. We give guidance, we teach, we coach, and we teach you what you need to know to be able to make money and flip money. One thing I'm going to leave you with before we conclude this video, and if you like this video, of course, you got to be sure to like this video, share this with somebody you know. When we get to the top the next time, something that historically happens when you have arrived at the top and we are completely done with whatever we're doing next is that the drop down normally doesn't normally take stairs down. It's usually the elevator. And in the previous just drop that we went through, although it was precipitous, it was over a few days that we dropped. I think the next time we fall is going to come at a moment no one's expecting, and it's going to be somewhere north of 15 to 20% drop in maybe one day. Now, if I'm right about that, what you have to start envisioning in your mind is, what would it take for the market to crash that hard in one day? The last time this happened, it fell by 22% in one day because the entire world was on shutdown because of a pandemic. Before that, we had alerted that there was a financial crisis in 2008. So there were significant sudden moments that shut the whole market down. So as we approach 590, although I'm not here to spread fear, I would anticipate that there is something big looming down the road that's going to send us into the bear market in the stock market, and that's where we're going to start seeing the cracks. And I believe it's going to have something to do with either the bond yields or the real estate market. If you like videos like this, again, be sure to like the page, share this with somebody you know, stay plugged into what we're doing. We're clearly giving information to help you level up on your journey. We love doing this. We love engaging with you all, and we want you guys to make as much money as you can while remaining fit as you do it. Talk to you on the next.